Welcome to the guide. In this video, we're taking a look at Protection Paladin. The aim of this guide and all my guides is to provide an easily accessible and concise resource to help everyone from new players to veterans understand the current iteration of a spec. For anyone curious about how I do my research, in order to ensure I'm bringing you the most accurate information, I use at least 5 resources for every guide: class discords, Warcraft logs, Wowhead, Icy Veins, and RaidBot's HTML reports data to make sure the information in all areas adds up. Once I feel confident in the information, I give it to you in condensed form so you don't have to do anything but play the game and have fun. Let's jump right in and take a look at the core abilities for Protection Paladin. Hammer of Wrath. This is an execute which is usable on targets that have less than 20% health. It generates 1 holy power. At level 58, Hammer of Wrath can be used on any target during Avenging Wrath. Consecration consecrates the ground beneath your feet, causing holy damage over 12 seconds to enemies. Judgment. Deal holy damage to the target, causing them to take 25% increased damage from your next holy power ability and generate 1 holy power. Shield of the Righteous. Cause holy damage and increase your armor for 4.5 seconds. Word of Glory. Heal a friendly target. If self-cast, healing is increased by up to 300% based on missing health. Avenger's Shield. Hurl your shield at an enemy, dealing holy damage, interrupting and silencing the first target, and bouncing up to 2 nearby enemies, generates 1 holy power. Finally, for core abilities, we have Hammer of the Righteous. Hammer the target for physical damage. While standing in Consecration, Hammer of the Righteous hits all nearby enemies within 8 yards for holy damage, generates 1 holy power, and has 2 charges at max level. Now let's get into our cooldowns. First, we have Avenging Wrath. Increase your damage, healing, and critical strike chance by 20% for 20 seconds. Ardent Defender. Reduce incoming damage by 20% for 8 seconds. Damage that would kill you during Ardent Defender will instead bring you to 20% health. Guardian of Ancient Kings. Reduce all damage you take by 50% for 8 seconds. Divine Shield grants immunity to all damage and harmful effects for 8 seconds on a 5-minute cooldown. And Lay on Hands. Heal a friendly target for an amount equal to your max health on a 10-minute cooldown. Auras. You can only have 1 active and they all have a 40-yard range. Consecration Aura. Interrupts and silences on party members are 30% shorter. Retribution Aura. Gain Avenging Wrath for 8 seconds when a party member dies. At level 56, the duration is increased by 4 seconds. Devotion Aura. Reduce party members' damage taken by 3%. And Crusader Aura. Mounted speed for all party members within 40 yards, increased by 20%. Now on to passives. Shining Light. Every 5 Shield of the Righteous makes your next Word of Glory free. Mastery. Divine Bulwark. Increase your block chance, reduce all damage while inside your Consecration, and increase attack power, all scaling with Mastery. Grand Crusader. When you avoid a melee attack or use Hammer of the Righteous, you have a 15% chance to reset Avenger's Shield. And finally, Riposte. Gain parry equal to 100% of your crit from gear. Now onto utility. Blessing of Protection grants immunity to physical damage and harmful effects for 10 seconds. Blessing of Sacrifice. Reduce a party member's damage taken by 30%. You take 75% of the damage prevented for 12 seconds or until you drop below 20% health. Blessing of Freedom. Provide immunity to movement impairing effects to a group member for 8 seconds. Flash of Light heals a target on a 1.5 second cast. Cleanse Toxins. Remove poison and disease effects from a target. Rebuke is your standard interrupt on a 15-second cooldown. Hammer of Justice stuns the target for 6 seconds. Hand of Reckoning. Standard taunt, 8-second cooldown. Sense Undead shows all undead on the minimap until cancelled. Turn Undead. Fury target undead, aberration, or demon for 40 seconds. And Resurrection, bring an ally back to life with 35% health and mana, not usable in combat. And finally, for abilities, we have Movement, Divine Steed, leap atop your charger for 3 seconds, increase movement speed by 100%, usable indoors or during combat. Let's move over to talents. Talent choice for Protection Paladin is very versatile, allowing you to choose a variety of different combinations to best fit the situation. Let's talk about the go-to talents on each row, and then we'll take a look at some of the best builds currently available for different content. Row 15, all picks here have some viability, however Holy Shield and Blessed Hammer are more consistently used. Holy Shield will give you the ability to block some spells as well as increase your block chance. Blessed Hammer replaces Hammer of the Righteous with a hammer that spirals outward, dealing holy damage to enemies hit and reducing the next damage they do to you, and it has 3 charges. On row 25, you'll be using First Avenger primarily for Mythic Plus and AoE situations. Crusader's Judgment will pull ahead in single target situations when defense is your priority due to the resource generation it provides. Row 30 is our player's choice crowd control row. Use whatever best fits the situation. Fist of Justice and Blinding Light will traditionally see more play. Row 35 is another situational row. Blessing of Spell Warding is the pick when you need magical damage immunity over physical immunity from Blessing of Protection. Your second pick will be Unbreakable Spirit for the 30% cooldown to Divine Shield, Ardent Defender, and Lay on Hands. Cavalier should only be used when you really need extra mobility. Row 40, this row will generally see you taking Divine Purpose. Divine Purpose makes your Holy Power abilities have a chance to cause your next Holy Power ability to be free. It's worth noting that Holy Avenger is occasionally useful, however you are almost guaranteed to waste resources due to Shield of the Righteous having a 13.5 second cap. You'll need to spend Holy Power on Word of Glory during the duration to avoid waste, or simply overcap the Shield of the Righteous buff on purpose for the DPS increase. Row 45 is another situational row. Hand of the Protector will extend the missing health bonus of Word of Glory to other targets. This does not increase the healing done to yourself, so it's intended to be taken when you plan to throw Word of Glory on other people. Consecrated Ground will make Consecration larger and it will slow enemies. Judgment is a simple passive heal which you will get from your normal rotation. Finally, on row 50, the best option here will be Sanctified Wrath, which will cause Avenging Wrath to last longer, and Judgment will generate 1 additional Holy Power during the duration, making for an easy 100% uptime on Shield of the Righteous. Righteous Protector can be useful when you're looking for more uptime on Avenging Wrath or Guardian of Ancient Kings, but should be coupled with Holy Avenger due to the guaranteed nature of its Holy Power generation over Divine Purpose. Here are the best available builds currently, but keep in mind the best tanks will switch talents based on the situation. Leveling, Mythic Plus, Standard rating setup, Alternative rating setup. Rotation is very straightforward for Paladin, however, there are nuances that will separate the good players from the bad players. Single target, be standing in Consecration. Keep in mind that this can be considered a defensive ability due to our mastery. Judgment, Hammer of Wrath, when available, but lower than Judgment in priority. Avenger's Shield, Grand Crusader does not change the priority. Hammer of the Righteous, if you're talented into Blessed Hammer, it will also be here. And finally, Consecration to fill when there's nothing else available. There are only slight differences in the rotation during AoE. Avenger's Shield is your highest priority under standing in Consecration. Judgment and Hammer of Wrath fall lower in priority. For defensives, Shield of the Righteous is your main mitigation. You're shooting for 100% uptime on the buff. You can never have more than 3 times or 13.5 seconds of the buff. This is important when deciding if it's optimal to spend Holy Power on Shield of the Righteous or Word of Glory. You can overcap the buff, effectively wasting Holy Power or causing you to ultimately hurt your uptime. As a general rule, don't cast Shield of the Righteous if you have more than 9 seconds of the buff, opting instead to wait until you are under the 9-second mark, or you can spend Holy Power on Word of Glory. This is why we have 5 Holy Power even though our spenders cost 3. It allows you room to continue your rotation while efficiently waiting for the right moment to use Shield of the Righteous. Word of Glory, use this when you have a free cast from Shining Light or need healing. The procs from Shining Light shouldn't be wasted and can be used on party members if you personally don't need the healing. While using Divine Purpose on the 40 row, the procs from it can either be used on Shield of the Righteous or Word of Glory. The decision will be based on whether you need to bolster your Shield of the Righteous uptime or heal, but Word of Glory never takes priority over Shield of the Righteous unless you are literally about to die and there are no incoming heals. For Azerite, you're looking for 3 Light's Decree, 2 Avenger's Might, and 1 Inspiring Vanguard. Essences, you're looking for Vision of Perfection for your Major. And for your minors, you want Strife, Null Barrier, and Ancient Flame. So there you have it. That is it for the Protection Paladin. I hope you got some valuable information that will help you enjoy your Paladin even more. In my opinion, this is the most fun tank to play right now, even over Vengeance. Fight me. We're incredibly close to 1,000 subs. The channel has grown like crazy thanks to the outpouring of support from all of you, and I can't thank you enough for that. I read every single comment, and I appreciate all of you who find enjoyment in the videos I make. Like I promised, once we do officially hit 1,000, I will start a Patreon for anyone who wants to support the channel, and I will occasionally stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/blastyface, especially during Shadowlands. Thank all of you for dropping by, and until next time, be good.